They walk alone, but their presence shakes the room. Why do some men make people uneasy without saying a word? In a dimly lit cafe in Berlin, a man walked in. No entourage, no noise, just a stare that pierced through the soul. The barista stuttered. The couple in the corner stopped mid-conversation. He ordered black coffee, sat alone. And yet, all eyes were on him. That, my Sigmas, was a moment the world met silent danger. Sigma males don't need to flex muscles or shout commands to earn respect. Their energy speaks louder than words. And make no mistake, that energy is powerful, even dangerous. But not dangerous in a chaotic or reckless sense. Psychologists call it low arousal dominance, a calm, composed presence that commands attention and respect without aggression. People instinctively sense their independence, depth, and unshakable self-control. This quiet intensity disrupts norms. It challenges the loud, dominant archetypes people expect. And that disruption, it makes people nervous, it makes them curious, it makes them alert. Today, we dive into 7 ways Sigma males show they're dangerous, not with violence, but by breaking patterns and reshaping the meaning of true masculinity. Let's get into it. Point 1. They operate outside the system, and that terrifies people. Sigmas don't play by society's script. While the majority scramble for validation, chasing titles, trends, and approval, the Sigma male operates on a completely different wavelength. He isn't interested in clout or conformity. Instead, he moves in silence, guided by his own values and principles. He's not antisocial, he's selectively social. He doesn't need the spotlight, but when he steps in, people notice. Society is structured around predictability. Schools, workplaces, and even social media reward compliance and herd behavior. The Sigma male challenges this structure. He's self-sufficient, intellectually independent, and emotionally grounded. According to psychologist Carl Jung's archetypes, Sigmas often exhibit traits of the loner or the rebel, embracing introspection over influence. Why does this shake people up? Because control systems rely on predictability. When someone doesn't react the way society expects, when they can't be guilted, flattered, or bribed, it triggers discomfort. They're harder to manipulate, and that makes them dangerous to those who seek power through conformity. Picture a lone wolf walking calmly through a field of panicked sheep. He's not trying to cause fear, but his presence alone disrupts the norm. That's the Sigma male, unshaken, independent, and quietly powerful. Point 2. Their silence speaks louder than words. Most people talk just to fill the silence. Small talk, nervous laughter, endless chatter. But Sigma males? They use silence as a strategy. They're the ones who walk into a room and don't say much. Yet their presence shifts the atmosphere. It's not arrogance. It's intention. You've seen it before. That one guy at the table who doesn't speak often, but when he does, the whole room quiets down. That's not just charisma, it's control. Silence creates tension. It draws attention. In psychology, this is known as the power of the pause. People instinctively lean in when there's a gap in the noise. It unsettles them because silence makes people face themselves. Sigma males don't compete in the noise. They dominate in the quiet. While others rush to prove their worth with words, Sigmas observe, think, and speak only when it matters. That unpredictability is powerful. It keeps people curious and a little bit on edge. In a society overflowing with opinions, the one who remains calm, still, and silent becomes the mystery. And in human psychology, mystery is magnetic. That's why Sigma silence doesn't just fill the room, it owns it. Point 3. They see through manipulation instantly. Sigmas have unusually high emotional intelligence, not the flashy kind that seeks validation, but the sharp, silent type that picks up on every micro-expression, tone shift, and inconsistency. It's like radar. While most people are decoding the surface, the Sigma is already 5 steps ahead, scanning intentions. When someone tries to play mind games, guilt-trip them, or use emotional manipulation, the Sigma doesn't react emotionally. He smirks, not out of arrogance, but because he's already spotted the tactic. Research in psychology shows that emotionally intelligent individuals often detect deception faster than the average person due to their heightened empathy and social awareness. Sigmas use this like a sixth sense. This makes them extremely dangerous to manipulators. Why? Because manipulation thrives in confusion and emotional chaos. But Sigmas, they're grounded, clear-headed, and immune to that fog. It's like trying to catch smoke with bare hands. Manipulators hate losing power, especially to someone who never tried to take it. That's the Sigma's edge. He walks alone, not to rebel, but because he values freedom over control, clarity over chaos. And when you're unshakable, you don't just dodge traps, you dissolve them. Point 4. They're relentlessly focused on purpose, not approval. While others burn out chasing approval, Sigma males conserve that energy and channel it straight into purpose. They're not driven by praise, likes, or applause. They're driven by vision. This isn't just internet hype. Studies in psychology show that people who are intrinsically motivated, those who act based on internal goals rather than external validation, tend to be more resilient, creative, and successful in the long run. Sigma males embody this. They move quietly but purposefully, often investing countless hours mastering a skill, building a brand, or leveling up mentally, emotionally, and physically. They don't post every move. They don't seek permission to be great. And that makes people uneasy. Why? Because most are addicted to being seen. But a Sigma male, he's content in the shadows, crafting his next move in silence. And when he strikes, it's with precision. He's not here to explain or impress. He's here to execute. Like a storm, he arrives with force, does what he came to do, and leaves an impact. You won't always see him coming, but you'll feel the shift when he's been there. That's the power of undistracted focus. That's the Sigma energy. Point 5. They don't chase, they attract, and that makes people uneasy. Sigmas don't chase because they don't need to. Whether it's status, recognition, or love, they understand one simple truth. What is aligned with their path will naturally gravitate toward them. It's not laziness, it's not arrogance, it's clarity. Unlike alpha personalities who thrive on dominance and constant validation, Sigma males move with quiet confidence. They don't scream for attention, they draw it in by simply being rooted in purpose. Think of gravity. You don't see it, but you feel its power. That's the Sigma presence. This kind of self-assuredness defies the rules society teaches us, that you have to chase hard to be worthy, that attention must be earned through noise and effort. Sigmas flip that script. Their strength lies in stillness, in direction, in walking their own road regardless of who's watching. Psychologists call this internal locus of control, the belief that one controls their own destiny. It's deeply empowering and incredibly rare. And to those who rely on external approval, it's unsettling. Because a Sigma's lack of neediness makes them immune to manipulation. It's not magic, it's alignment. When you stop chasing, you start attracting. And when you're fully aligned with who you are, you become magnetic, without saying a word. Point 6. They're immune to peer pressure. You can't shame a Sigma into conformity. While others follow the crowd, the Sigma male charts his own course, not for attention, but because he's mastered the art of self-trust. If everyone's drinking, he'll order water. If the room is loud with chatter, he'll quietly observe. While the world posts every moment online, he might just stay unplugged, grounded in real life. This isn't rebellion, it's clarity. Psychologists call this the belief that your life is guided by your own choices, not external pressure. Sigma males embody this. They don't need validation to act, and that, ironically, is what makes them magnetic. But here's the catch. People are often uncomfortable around those who won't play the game. Why? Because someone who can't be manipulated becomes a threat to groupthink. When a Sigma stays still in a world racing to impress, he becomes a mirror, showing others what they are running from, their own insecurity. This silent strength doesn't scream, it simply, and it teaches a powerful lesson. The most influential person in the room is often the one least desperate to prove it. Point 7. They've mastered the art of emotional detachment. Now this one's controversial. Sigma males aren't emotionally numb. They're emotionally disciplined. They experience deep emotions, but they don't let those feelings dictate their actions. This emotional control isn't a flaw. It's a form of maturity rooted in self-awareness and mental resilience. Psychology backs this up. Emotional regulation is a sign of high emotional intelligence, not coldness. Sigma males can love fiercely, yet they won't collapse if rejected. Their calm under pressure unnerves people who thrive on emotional chaos. Their peace feels like defiance. And their ability to detach, that's not apathy, it's strategic self-preservation in a world that often demands too much. So Sigmas, now you know. Danger doesn't always roar. Sometimes it walks in silence. Sometimes it thinks before it speaks. Sometimes it doesn't need to prove anything because it already knows its worth. These 7 traits, they're not about being feared. They're about being free. To my Sigmas watching, if you've ever felt misunderstood, too calm for the chaos, too focused for distractions, too different to fit in, that's not a flaw. That's your power, so own it. Lean into it. The world doesn't need more noise. It needs more men who walk with quiet strength. Sigmas, if this video spoke to you, if you saw your reflection in these traits, don't just watch, join. Hit that subscribe button, like this video, and become part of a community that values depth over noise, purpose over popularity, and power over performance. Apply these Sigma qualities to your life and live in a way that leaves echoes,